home of original sports perspective. From our couch to yours, I'm your host, Jermaine, and welcome back to the Couch Rider Report podcast, folks. That's what it's all about. I'm glad you guys came back for another video. And we're just going to keep it short. I don't want to hold y'all too long today. It is Memorial Day. I'm not sure if this is going to get released before then or not, but I want to say happy Memorial Day to all of y'all out there. I hope you got your flags flying out there. Today we are going to be talking about the Arizona Cardinals. I know you Cards fans have not been given much love from the Couch Rider Report, but that stops today. Hopefully we can get to all 32 teams and give them plenty of love as far as NFL goes. You know, we'll move on to NBA and stuff like that, talk about the finals, but not today. I'll leave it up to Dermy Dove and Mr. Parsons and Mr. Neighbors. If you haven't heard their podcast, you need to check it out. I'll drop a link here on the actual show for you guys to check out, or it'll be in the article. So please do check that out. They have some good information about the top 100 players and some of the reactions, where they think they actually belong. You know, my wife, she actually gets a little hot about how the whole podcast, or excuse me, the whole show of the NFL players is just completely off. And I mean, she may be right. Maybe they need to get a new voting system, because sometimes the players who are the best get outvoted by other players. But I'm not going to get into that. Today I'm talking about the Cards. So let's show the Cards some love, because I want to talk about some wild cards, 2 of them to be exact. And it comes down to the quarterbacks. How many they have in the house right now? They have Drew Stanton, who's a lifetime backup. They got Blaine Gabbert. I mean, this guy is 9-31 as a starter. Of course, you got Carson over there, but let's talk about life after Carson. These are the 2 guys that are backing him up. And trust me, I don't believe in either one of these guys. I mean, when you're 9-31 as a starter, sure, you have game time experience, but you also have some nightmares about being sacked, especially when you were in Jacksonville. Didn't have the protection that you need, didn't have the ground game set up, and you were set up for failure. I mean, I'm sorry, Blaine, but you come over, you were the 3rd quarterback off the board in the 2011 draft. I mean, there were so many other quarterbacks out there, and some are still alive, breathing, and some are fighting for life right now. I mean, you look at Newton. Newton had a terrible season. He's coming off of right now. You got Kaepernick, who pretty much is having some off-the-field issues, and that's the reason he is not being picked up by another team. You know, some people can debate that, but I mean, let's look at it. The guy's got talent, but you know, his politics end up getting involved with football, and they're not clashing, or excuse me, they're not mixing very well. So he's not being picked up by a team. Sorry, Cap. You know, it is what it is. These organizations got to make the best decision for their people. Then there's Tyrod. I mean, he won the job, now he doesn't have the job, and there's not a quarterback on the roster who's going to take that job from him, so he's fighting for a job that's already his. Tyrod Taylor, folks. Andy Dalton, you know, you're stuck in the AFC North. It might be tough to actually survive in that division. Then there's Mallett. You know, straight up, Mr. Mallett, I'm kind of upset. You said you was going to get with me for an interview. You know what? Keep your interview, because you didn't get back with me. You just wanted to go out with my sister. Let's be real. You know, you went out with my sister for crawfish and everything else. Yes, she's a pretty girl, whatever, but she could have hit us back for an interview. Moving on. You're always going to be a backup, by the way. Then there's Mr. Yates, TJ Yates. Anyway, then there's Christian Ponder. Same thing. You know, those are the quarterbacks from the 2011 draft class, and Blaine Gabbert, I mean, you're right in the middle of that as far as skills. And now you're here to back up the Cardinals. Should Mr. Palmer go down, we're looking at a huge issue here. Unless they go towards the future. I'd rather have 2 guys with a lot of talent and less game experience and potential. I know potential means you've done nothing yet, but potential with good mechanics, good coaching, you could end up being a solid player in the future. The 2 guys I want to talk to you today about are Zach Dicer. This guy is 6'2", 231 pounds. You know, he's had some issues as far as, you know, throwing in double coverage, but he's deadly accurate. I mean, the boy had 73 touchdowns, and he had a 63% completion percentage. He's lived on practice squads, and he dealt with a couple of injuries. He's good on the run throws. I mean, and he goes through 2 and 3 progressions. He's got good play action. The issue is he doesn't lead his wide receivers very well, folks. I mean, when you got a guy And I played wide receiver, in amateur football, a little bit of high school. But I feel like that if you're not leading your receivers, unless of course there's a linebacker sitting in front of them ready to knock them out, you're not giving them the full potential of the route. They could actually have home run hitters, big plays, touchdowns, more than what you would expect if you are able to lead them with the ball very well. If they got to sit and wait on the ball, more than likely they're going to get tackled, and it still might be a big play, but it could have been a big touchdown play. And then this guy doesn't slide. He doesn't know how to slide. This is where the injury issue is probably going to come from, because the guy, he goes head first into his opponent. He makes a couple jukes. He does a good play action or a good zone read. And what happens? Boom! He gets hit. This is where these injuries are going to come from, folks. Quarterbacks need to slide. You are not running backs. You are not tough enough. The team needs you. So Zach, my advice to you is learn how to slide, buddy. Moving on. The other guy I wanted to talk to you about is Trevor Knight. Trevor Knight. I know you Texas people know who this guy is, because he's a Texas A&M superstar. For you San Antonio people, y'all definitely know who he is, because he came from San Antonio before he went to Oklahoma and then transferred back. Of course, he had to lose a year of playing, but he came back and did okay. Overall, this guy had 44 touchdowns in college, so it was about a 55% completion rate. I like it. What I love about this guy is he has great touch on the ball. He was the 2014 Sugar Bowl MVP. He's exciting. However, with exciting, there comes a downside. Like imagine with Johnny Manziel. He was crazy exciting, but his off-the-field issues were along the lines of Dennis Rodman. Not this guy. It has to do with more mechanics. He holds the ball a little bit long. He doesn't step up in the pocket as much as he should. He has some playbook issues as far as trying to absorb the entire playbook. If you look at the Auburn game, there was some complete misses on play action as far as the errors. He's handing it off to the right or faking it to the right, and the running back's over here. So you can see where the issue may be with that. And then, let's see, he doesn't do well with smalls. And then he goes to Arizona, and he gets to take over the job. Let's just say Carson Palmer gets hurt, some miracle happens to where Drew Stanton and Blaine Gabbert end up in the unemployment line, and then Zach Dyson just completely falls off to somebody's practice squad or something like that. They're going to be looking for this gentleman to step up. And hopefully Larry's still there and healthy, and hopefully Jerron Brown is still healthy, because he can't seem to hit the small wide receivers. He throws the bigs, and that's where he got all of his stats from. Those 44 touchdowns in college was from all of the throwing to the big guys and letting them do the work. And then we got another guy here who doesn't step up in the pocket, and he likes to just scramble out and run. That's where he's his most dangerous, because he actually uses those feet. He's electric. Wow, he is just great on the run. He's so mobile, but the guy does not know how to slide. This is where the problem lies. If you learn how to slide, college quarterbacks, listen to me, learn how to slide. And I swear that your numbers will go up, your stock will go up in the draft, because they will see that you have the intelligence, the awareness to play at the NFL level. Well, all these quarterbacks here, 2 of them are going to be big, or they have the potential to be big if Bruce Arians gives them a shot. If Steve Keim, or Kim, I'm not sure how they pronounce his name, it's spelled K-E-I-M. I think that's Keim. Might be Kim, who knows? Anyway, the GM for the Cardinals, if he goes and gets some big targets for Trevor Knight, Arizona could be dangerous. I think they're looking to go somewhere this year with that dominant defense. And Larry being probably in his last year of football, who knows? He's not talking retirement, he's talking football right now. So big on you, Larry. Keep leading that organization. I'm all for it. Love Pat Pete. Crazy about the Arizona Cardinals. I like them as an organization. I like Bruce Arians because he's a coach who knows how to get things done no matter what. He faces adversity and finds ways through it. So this team, hopefully they find a way through the issue of Carson Palmer and just being old, and hopefully they can build towards the future. I'm looking forward to seeing this team in the NFC Championship for many years to come, because they have a great core, and I think they just need to build around that defense and then get some receivers and look at Trevor Knight for the future. This is Original Sports Perspective. I'm Mark Yours. Thanks for listening to the Couch Report podcast. boy Jermaine Lockett, and I'm out.